After 276 days, it's the return to the ring of Adam Cole, baby, as well as more stuff. Let's talk about it all, shall we? I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, first things first, want to give a quick shout out to Cher Delaware, who's a great follow on Twitter and one hell of an inspirational individual. Cher, keep fighting, keep doing what you're doing. You're a great mother, you're a hilarious individual, passionate wrestling fan, and my oh my, do you turn heads with how great you look. But seriously, Cher Delaware is tremendous, and again, a great follow on Twitter. I hope she had a great time. I hope she has a great time at WrestleMania. And also, I hope anybody else who was in attendance at this show had a great goddamn time. Certainly a lively crowd, and I will be honest, for the first hour or so, I was really enjoying this. This episode was really cooking, and actually, honestly, this is one of the better episodes of Dynamite that they put on in quite a while, and I hope that the ratings reflect that, and maybe this can start an upswing. Because they're going to be in Long Island, New York, and we're going to have MJF Day, and we're going to have a few other things, but how'd the show start off? Well, we have Excalibur, Shivani, and Taz on commentary. And then Tarzan Boy, whoa, 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 whoa. It's Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Let's just call him Jack Perry. Okay, I think we can move beyond the Jungle Boy thing now. And Matt Hardy gets a big pop. Mainly for the Hardy Boys music, because I remember this music when he was able to move, and it didn't look like it hurt him to even get out of bed. Because at this point, Matt Hardy shouldn't be in a goddamn wrestling ring. That being said, Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, whatever, versus Matt Hardy with Ethan Page. I hate this firm stuff. I hate it. It's stupid. It was stupid on the surface. It's been stupid since the beginning. It's stupid now. And they started with a handshake, Matt Hardy and Jack Perry. And even though I don't think Matt Hardy can really move in the ring anymore, this is probably the best match that he's put on in a while. Ethan Page kept interfering, and Matt Hardy didn't see it conveniently. And Darby is watching backstage, as well as Sammy and his tramp back there. And I really have no desire to see either of them on television. I mean, at least Darby has a unique charisma as far as drawing fans and everything and getting fans interested. Sammy just hasn't meant shit for a while. I mean, yeah, he got a few good lines during that Four Pillars segment, as we're calling it, during the rebar mitzvah that MJF had, but other than that, Sammy has really just felt meaningless for a long goddamn time. So, Matt wasn't aware that Ethan kept interfering, and then later, Hook interfered. Well, actually, more or less just came to even the odds, and then Ethan ended up clocking Matt Hardy after Hook moved out of the way. Because Ethan took about 14 fucking years to wind up his shot. And then, later, we get, the elbow to the back of the head. 1, 2, 3, and Jungle Boy gets the victory. But, we are not done with the positives. This wasn't a bad match. It was a decent opener, and the crowd was hot. MJF comes out to a pop and knocks the fans and says, "You're from St. Louis. This isn't exactly, it's not exactly forward thinking going on here. I'm not going to speak for everybody in St. Louis or everybody in Missouri. There's just some stupid politicians. Just want to say that right there, because there are a lot of cool people that I've talked to from all parts of Missouri. That being said, it is still part of the Bible Belt, and we all know the Bible is bullshit. So, talks about the perks of being the champ, and said, after our Double or Nothing 2020 match where we went to war, I thought I found my equal, somebody that I was going to feud with, and be in lockstep with for the rest of my career, and I've gone here, and Jack, you're good, but you're not me. You decided to hang out with, you decided to do stupid shit, you decided to do all this, He said, do you remember the advice I gave you first before we get to the rest of it? Do you remember the advice I gave you, nice guys finish last when you run out of gas? Don't pat yourself on the back, you might break your spine. It's like, I should retro review Varsity Blues. But anyway, nevertheless, he said, MJF said to Jack Perry, you could have been my equal, but then you decided to hang out with Marco Stunted Growth and Dino Douche. And the fans were pissed because they know where those come from, and they know he listens, and they know that MJF's right. I mean, and I don't know if Luchasaurus is going to be back on the goddamn program anytime soon, because I guess there was a lawsuit over the distribution of the mask that he wears. If I heard right, I mean, I don't know if that's actually the case. I don't know if his contract ran out and they're just letting him go somewhere else. I'm not necessarily certain. But Marco Stunt Growth and Dino, that was good. That was good. And I know exactly where those come from too. And guess what? He's right, folks. Stunt did not deserve to have a contract with a major league wrestling company, no matter how nice he might be. So anyway, I'm the champ. You're just still a stupid Jungle Boy. Or you're just still Jungle Boy. And then Jungle Boy says, I wish I could be like you. Wish I could be more selfish, not care about the people that are, that I care about and everything. Just focus on myself. The fans were wutting. That's the worst thing that Steve Austin provided to the wrestling business. Not the worst thing he did. That was beating 2 of his wives. Allegedly. But yeah, the what chant. They were wutting. Like, that was a little bit much. And I mean, I call out a lot of people for that, but nevertheless, St. Louis is a passionate wrestling crowd and a passionate wrestling city. Sam Muchnick knew all about that. Google it, kids. And I could be a narcissistic piece of shit like you, and, but when I'm champ, I'm going to do it my own way, so I don't look in the mirror and hate who I see, like you do. Wake up alone and hate who I see in the mirror like you do. And okay, that was a pretty good line. MJF mentions, well, you're weak, Jack, and then mentions, that his hot low-number girlfriend, Anna Jay, and good for Jungle Boy and Anna Jay, but she says, you're weak between the knees, and of course, then they start battling and everything, and MJF gains the advantage, and then Jungle Boy hits him with a clothesline, and MJF sells it perfectly. He's laid out, he's, just all like this. And then Jungle Boy goes to hit that elbow to the back of the head, and MJF realizes and powders out. And this was good. 25 minutes of this. 25 minutes. Even something involving Matt Hardy actually wasn't the worst thing on the show. And in the year of our Lord and Savior Maxwell Jacob Friedman, 2023, it is honestly surprising that something involving Matt Hardy was not the worst thing going on. But we do get one thing that wasn't all that great, but it was at least quick. 2.0 taking the Acclaimed and Billy on the town to dinner, St. Louis Blues game, all to court them into the Jericho Appreciation Society so they can be like the NWO with about 40 million members. This was bad. This was really bad comedy. This was unnecessary. If this had been left off the show, I don't think anybody would have cared. So Dalton Castle and the boys make their entrance. And then the BBC, the Blackpool Wombat Club. The BWC, Blackpool Wombat Club. I'm going to call them that from now on. Wombat, them just, deciding to unleash wombats on them actually would make them more interesting. No, that's unfair. They're really trying this full-blown heel thing where they're just attacking and they're vicious and they're doing all this. They glom Dalton and the boys, beat him up. And then Claudio beats up one of the guys in the ring while Mox has, I believe, Dalton Castle, and Wheeler has the other boy. I don't know what the hell his name is. He's just a boy. And Claudio beats him with a straightjacket Ricola bomb, I believe. And there you go. That was it. That was it. They just beat the shit out of him. Okay, at least it wasn't too long. Recaps of the Omega, El Hijo del Vicino, not really sure how to say it. And all the Elite drama bullshit, where if you like the Elite stuff, that's fine. That's cool. You can like that all you want. I don't consider it good long-term storytelling or good storytelling. I consider it high school drama bullshit. But nevertheless, pre-tape on Cobb wanting Omega from New Year's Dash to now. He has been calling out Omega in some post-match comments, depending on whatever New Japan show it's been. And honestly, they really should have used Cobb better than they did when he got glommed by about every goddamn villain in the goddamn company when he lost to Evil in New Japan Cup, because they are determined to turn off fans by having the House of Torture bullshit there. Nevertheless, if you don't watch New Japan, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Jeff Cobb, tremendous. Met him a couple times at a couple indie shows. One just after he beat the now Damian Priest when he was Punishment Martinez and became the belt collector, became the Ring of Honor TV champion. And then in February 2020, right before the pandemic shut down everything here in Washington for a while, And I got to meet him because he was a surprise entrant, even though we all knew that he was going to be there. Jeff Cobb, great guy, nice guy. So, Don Callis apologizes to Hangman because he said, I'm going to go apologize to Hangman, Kenny. Okay, do that. And then the BBC suddenly attacked. The Wombat Club decided to attack them. They attack Hangman, and then they beat the shit out of Callis. So now, the Wombat Club, they are forever faces in my eyes. Because if they beat the shit out of Don Callis, if they left him laying and drooling in a vegetable, then we would be better off, because that's how Don Callis deserves to end up. So Cobb, he comes out, to a decent reaction. There are some fans that don't. And then we cut to Shivani telling Omega, oh yeah, by the way, Hangman got beat up, and so did Don Callis. Thanks, Tony, I have a match coming up. They brought back Omega's New Japan theme. There are some people who like that, and that's fine. I have made no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of Kenny Omega. I have praised some of his work in the past, but to me, a lot of it is all the same. And the stuff with the Bucks is just insufferable. That's why I call them the Insufferable Bucks. That being said, Kenny Omega and Jeff Cobb, IWGP United States Championship. One of the better TV matches that that AEW has put on, and it involves a New Japan talent. Power versus speed, even though Omega is strong enough, Cobb's strength is ridiculous. He does the Terminator dive to a pop. And then Cobb targets the ribs, beats him up, just does this unreal big old superplex. Delayed superplex. That was a nice pop. And good chops, good strikes. This wasn't bad. This, as far as like in-ring action, as far as somebody that's not a fan of Omega, I enjoyed this for the most part. And then we got, of course, the usual 1-2, 1-2. We got some no selling during this. We got the V trigger because after the Tour of the Islands got countered, and then the one wing angel with rope assistance, because let's be perfectly honest, even though Omega has beat the shit out of himself, and even though he's strong, and Cobb had to go up for that because Cobb's a big guy. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. Then the Wombat Club decides to attack Omega. They're getting Omega, and they're about to get him, because they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again, and suddenly Danielson's music hits. Well, Danielson said he was gonna go home and spend time with his family, and that was 2 fucking weeks ago. Okay, here he is. He's back. Suddenly. Or wait, let's see. No, that was 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry. I forgot what day. It doesn't matter. Still, it wasn't that long. I figured they would probably have him home for about 6 weeks. But nevertheless, he got a chance to recharge and go home. And now here he is. And he offers his hand to Omega. Everybody could goddamn see this coming a mile away. He does this and tells the Wombat Club, stand down. Offers his hand to Omega. And then Omega goes to attack Yuta, and then Danielson gets the stance, hits the Bukkake knee right in Omega's face, and then gets the crossface, and he's posing, he's enjoying. Danielson's finally a heel again. Remember how he was a great heel right after Full Gear 2020? Was it 2021? It was 2021. Right after that, he was a great heel, and he was a great foil for Hangman Page, and then they turned him face like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months later. It was really stupid. Not stupid necessarily to put Danielson in a group, but just to make him a face after he was such a great heel. Good. They finally learned this, and Danielson can be like, you know what? I gave my heart, my body, my tears, everything I had. And you still want your MJF? Fine. Screw you. Give him the U.S. Championship. If you're going to have somebody beat Omega, there you go. Have Danielson do it. Because then he can face Ospreay. And he can face Zack Sabre Jr. If Zack Sabre Jr. loses the TV Championship to Shota Umino at Sakura Genesis on April 8th. But there you go. And then he's just yelling at him. He's yelling at him saying, you are everything that's wrong with wrestling. He's yelling at him. Too many pronouns, pal. Good. This is good stuff so far. We are mostly cooking here besides the 2.0 Acclaim bullshit, but whatever. That was a small that's a small price to pay for a pretty tremendous first hour. And even the Guns promo, where they were more focused and not screeching and shrieking like they were having their balls twisted in a vice. Your catchphrase is going to say it all after next week. Top guys out. There you go. Simple and to the point. I mean, they said a few other things, which wasn't bad. And then, Butcher with the Blade takes on Orange Cassidy, AEW International International Object Championship. We get a jump start before the bell. Blade uses a crowbar. How they got Devin Storm back for that, I don't know. I kid. He used an actual crowbar. Before the bell, the ref kicks Blade out. And look, it's the same shit. If you like Orange Cassidy stuff, fine. I don't. Butcher has improved his look. He's dropped weight. He has a cool look like he's going to tie women to railroad tracks. I didn't give a shit about this because it involves Orange fucking Cassidy. And they're bound and determined to really make this title not mean anything. I already have too many championships as it is. Eventually, Blade comes back after the referee had kicked him out, but the referee's distracted. Another crowbar shot. 2 count. Just hit him with a nuke. Hit him with 2 nukes. Maybe he won't kick out after that. And then Trent and Taylor show up and hit Blade, and then they do a convoluted thing where they hit Butcher with the goddamn crowbar outside the ring, and an orange punch and beach break. Do. 1, 2, 3. You got to give the people what they want. How about you give wrestling fans what they want and less Orange fucking Cassidy? Apparently, Jade and Co. are going to sue Taya if she uses that Road to Valhalla, the double arm buster thing, the chicken wing face buster thing that Beth Phoenix used, Taya Valkyrie is used, and Jade is used for a little bit. There's a legal processor there that looks like she could either be an indie talent or I don't know. This whole thing is stupid. Sterling, the stupid lawyer character, the character that doesn't even look like they would legally be allowed within 500 yards of a school, not the person, just the character in general. Good God. Layla looks great. But it is Jade in these lawsuits. There, for the one person that enjoys that, there you go. Juice Robinson is in a dark room saying he's going to take out Action Andretti, and every fist that he feels is going to be meant for Ricky. He's going to fist Action to get to Ricky. Tony must love the fisting. Let's move on to something else. Willow gets a big pop. Willow wasn't fisting. Willow was ready to go. Ruby means nothing. Now, Ruby hasn't meant anything for a while, to be fair, because they didn't know what they were doing with her, and now this whole Outcast thing is bad. Willow took on Ruby with the Outcast. Soraya, Defender of Abusiverse, and Toni Storm, who looks like she would rather just be sitting in catering collecting a paycheck at this point, because she doesn't look interested at all. Former tag partners explode. I like Willow Nightingale. She has won me over in the past number of months, like my opinion actually matters in the grand scheme of things, that is, because Willow Nightingale has gained has a groundswell of support and has certainly improved quite a bit since being, I believe I saw her Shimmer at the Collective, Shimmer 118, Shimmer at the Collective. I believe that's where I first saw her at. And ever since then, she's done really well in Ring of Honor appearances, AEW appearances. She's got power. She's got personality. And she had a good showing here. Hit a nice spine buster. Hit a nice DVD. A really good snap DVD. Interference right in front of the goddamn referee. Stop making referee Aubrey and making all your referees look stupid, AEW. Just stop doing it. Blatant interference right in front of there. And Aubrey, who is very good at what she does, just has to be like, okay. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, what? Don't do that. 2 kicks, but nope, we get a pounce where Ruby flies on the goddamn ropes, but then we get more interference, and we get a roll-up with the ropes. 1, 2, 3. Willow is pissed, and then we get a 3-on-1. Let's get a chair. Let's Pillmanize her ankle. If any of these people actually were halfway over, besides Willow, this might mean something. Then Riho and Sky Blue show up. Riho looks ridiculous. Riho looks goddamn ridiculous and has a goddamn series of fetish outfits for Omega and people that think like Omega. I'm just saying. It is ridiculous. This is insane. This is egregious. She doesn't look like a professional wrestler. And it's unfair to her. It's unfair to this person that, yes, she can do all the moves, but she does not belong on a national broadcast. Jamie Hayter's music hits. She knocks Ruby out, looks to hit the ripcord lariat on Tony, and has so much momentum she flies on the ropes, and Jamie Hayter, good grief, Jamie Hayter, my goodness. That's a professional wrestler right there. And she holds out the hand to Riho, and then Riho does like she's going to be the champion. Riho should have never been the AEW Women's Champion, just saying. If Jamie doesn't beat her in 5 minutes, it's stupid. Me and that match is probably going to go 10 to 15. So, Rampage is juice in action. The Best Friends and the Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black, and Brody King with Julia Hart, Taya Valkyrie versus, I think that's Marina Shafir, but we still don't know her, as well as Sammy versus Takeshita. And then next week on Dynamite, it's going to be Juice versus Ricky, FTR versus the Guns, Careers versus Titles, MJF Day, because Long Island, Jamie versus Rio, and we hear from the Blackpool Wombat Club. Hobbs doing this pre-tape, talking about the Book of Hobbs, talking about being ordained to be the TNT champion, and why, oh why, were they doing this QT TV bullshit? Let Hobbs talk on his own. Have him do these pre-tapes, have him do this stuff, and then get him comfortable talking, and he can talk in front of the crowd. He's talked in front of the crowd and done some good stuff since. You know it's all about the boom, Adam Cole, baby. It's Adam Cole, baby, versus Daniel Garcia in the main event. We will never be rid of Daniel Garcia being on television so much. He's not bad. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing him all the time. It's force-fed. Can Adam Cole bounce back after being off for 9 months? 9 months and 2 days, I believe. But nevertheless, 276 days. He kept favoring his neck. Garcia kept going for it. We got a scorpion, or the dragon slayer as he calls it, a rope break. Supercard of Honor is this Friday. Saying right now, not going to watch Supercard of Honor. Not that I wish anything against. I already got enough fucking wrestling I got to watch that whole goddamn weekend. And I'm working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I may not be working Friday, but with how everything's going to be human centipede together and how so much stuff's going on, I really only care about 2 matches. I'm not paying $30 to $40 for a pay-per-view that's going on when I got a whole bunch of other stuff to watch. But if you're going to watch it, great. I hope you have a great time. So, we then get the Panama Sunrise and lowering the boom kick. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole gets a victory. I hope that he can have a good second part of his career here because he was off for a long goddamn time. And Cole celebrates. Here's Britt. We get streamers. And suddenly Judas hits. And god damn it, Jericho's going to leech off of another guy because Jericho just can't leave well enough alone. But he comes to check on Garcia, but keeps checking behind him. The last thing Adam Cole, baby, needs is to work with Jericho. That being said, this is one of the better episodes of Dynamite, so yeah, definitely gets a recommendation as far as the good stuff. There was some bad stuff, but there was quite a bit of good. At least quite a bit of decent and some good. So agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Replin. I'll see you soon.